There are 2,640 billionaires in the world, and of them, only 9 are hectobillionaires, meaning that they have accumulated fortunes of over $100 billion, and they are all on this list. Welcome to Who's Number 1. In this video, we are going to take a look at the top 10 richest people in the world, giving details of their exact net worths as of 2023, and explaining how they made their fortunes. The multi-billionaires you are about to see own as much combined wealth as half the human race. But before starting, we have to note that there has recently been a change in the number 1 spot. Can you guess who the new richest man on earth is? Let us know in the comments section below. Now, with that said, let's get to it. Number 10, Carlos Slim. The richest person in Latin America, Carlos Slim was the richest person on the planet from 2010 to 2013. Now worth $99.8 billion, Slim built his fortune mainly through Grupo Carso, which is his global conglomerate, and which has a hand in hundreds of companies, owning many key businesses in Mexico. The biggest piece of Slim's wealth comes from telecommunications, as he is the owner of the old telephone monopoly in the country. Over the years, the Mexican government has ramped up its efforts to curtail Slim's near monopolies. In 2014, for example, the Mexican president signed a law aimed at increasing competition in the telecommunications area. That and other regulations have hurt his empire, and have caused him to go from being the richest man in the world 10 years ago, to barely making the list now. Number 9, Mark Zuckerberg. The youngest self-made billionaire in history, Mark Zuckerberg first developed Facebook, now known as Meta, alongside fellow students Eduardo Saverin, Dustin Moskovitz, and Chris Hughes, while attending Harvard University in 2004. As Facebook began to be used at other universities, Zuckerberg dropped out of Harvard to focus entirely on his growing business. At the age of 23, Facebook's IPO made Zuckerberg the youngest self-made billionaire in history. Zuckerberg was on his path to becoming the richest person in the world just 2 years ago, ranking third with a fortune of $142 billion, but after that, his net worth went down by around 50%. Now, at 39 years old and boasting a net worth of $102.4 billion, he is barely making this list. Number 8, Steve Ballmer. Steve Ballmer joined Microsoft in 1980 after Bill Gates convinced him to drop out of Stanford University's MBA program, and he would go on to become Microsoft's CEO from 2000 to 2014. Ballmer owns an estimated 4% of Microsoft, which makes him the software giant's largest individual shareholder. In 2014, shortly after stepping down as Microsoft's CEO, Ballmer purchased the Los Angeles Clippers basketball team for $2 billion. The now 67-year-old Ballmer is worth $102.6 billion, and as a fun fact, he lived in the same dorm and on the same floor as Bill Gates while the two attended Harvard University. Number 7, Larry Page. Like several of the tech billionaires on this list, Larry Page embarked on his path to fame and fortune in a college dorm room. While attending Stanford University in 1995, Page and his friend Sergey Brin came up with the idea of improving internet data extraction. They founded Google in 1998, with Page serving as CEO of the company until 2001, and again between 2011 and 2019. Google accounts for more than 92% of global search requests, and they made very important purchases throughout their journey, including acquiring Android in 2005 and YouTube in 2006, and releasing the Android mobile phone operating system. Google reorganized in 2015, becoming a subsidiary of Alphabet, a holding company. Now 50 years old, Larry Page boasts a net worth of $103.2 billion. Number 6, Warren Buffett. The most famous living value investor, Warren Buffett filed his first tax return in 1944 at age 14, declaring earnings from his boyhood paper route. He first bought shares in a textile company called Berkshire Hathaway in 1962, becoming the majority shareholder by 1965, and expanding the company's holdings to insurance and other investments in 1967. Widely known as the Oracle of Omaha, Buffett is a buy-and-hold investor who built his fortune by acquiring undervalued companies. More recently, Berkshire Hathaway has invested in large and well-known companies. Its portfolio of wholly owned subsidiaries includes interests in insurance, energy distribution, and railroads, as well as consumer products. Now 92 years old and with a net worth of $112.1 billion, Buffett still serves as Berkshire Hathaway's CEO. Number 5, Bill Gates. Bill Gates held the title of the richest person in the world from 1995 all the way to 2017, when he was overtaken largely due to his $55 billion donation to the Gates Foundation. Gates dropped out of Harvard during his junior year to found Microsoft with childhood friend Paul Allen, which is the largest software company in the world, and it produces and provides various products and services. Gates joined Berkshire Hathaway's board in 2004, and shifted from being Microsoft's CEO to the role of board chair in 2008. He stepped down from both boards in 2020. Now 67 years old, Gates is worth $117.3 billion, and has much of his net worth in Cascade Investment LLC, which is a privately held investment vehicle that owns a variety of stocks, as well as private investments in real estate and energy. Number 4, Larry Ellison. Larry Ellison was born in New York City to a 19-year-old single mother, but that didn't stop him from creating Oracle, the world's second-largest software company, which provides a wide variety of cloud computing programs, as well as Java and Linux code and the Oracle Exadata computing platform. Now 78 years old, Ellison has a net worth of $148.6 billion. After dropping out of the University of Chicago in 1966, Ellison moved to California to work as a computer programmer, and in 1977, Ellison founded software development laboratories alongside Ed Oates and Bob Miner. 2 years later, the company released Oracle, the first commercial relational database program to use structured query language. The database program proved so popular that SDL would change its name to Oracle Systems Corporation in 1982. Larry Ellison finally gave up the CEO role at Oracle in 2014 after 37 years. Number 3, Jeff Bezos. At 30 years old, Jeff Bezos left the finance industry to start a business that many saw as foolish, buying and selling books online. Founded in Bezos' garage, Amazon reached a value of more than $1 trillion in 2021. Bezos had originally pitched the idea of an online bookstore to his former boss in the finance industry, but he wasn't interested at all. Bezos took Amazon public in 1997 and went on to become the first man since Bill Gates in 1999 to achieve a net worth of more than $100 billion. Bezos owned as much as 16% of Amazon in 2019 before transferring 4% to his former wife as part of their divorce proceedings, and in 2021, he stepped down as CEO, becoming the executive chair. Now sitting at third place with a net worth of $152 billion, Bezos was the richest person on the planet from 2018 to 2021, and his wealth peaked at $211 billion in July of 2021. Number 2, Bernard Arnault. With a net worth of $224.2 billion, Bernard Arnault is just one spot away from being the world's richest person, a title that he has already held for a short period of time. Bernard Arnault is the chair and CEO of LVMH, the world's largest luxury goods company, which includes world-renowned brands such as Louis Vuitton, Hennessy, Marc Jacobs, and Sephora. Most of Arnault's wealth comes from his massive stake in Christian Dior SE, the holding company that controls 41.4% of LVMH. These shares, plus an additional 6.2% in LVMH, are held through his family-owned holding company. An engineer by training, Arnault took charge of his father's construction firm in 1971, converting it to a real estate company in 1979, and he acquired and reorganized luxury goods maker Financière Agache in 1984, eventually selling all but 2 of its holdings. He was invited to invest in LVMH in 1987 and became the majority shareholder, chair of the board, and CEO of the company 2 years later. Number 1, Elon Musk. With a net worth of $234.3 billion, Elon Musk is once again the richest man in the world, after a slump in the value of Bernard Arnault's LVMH luxury goods empire. In 1995, 2 days after enrolling in a graduate physics program at Stanford University, Musk deferred attendance to launch Zip2, one of the earliest online navigation services. He reinvested a portion of the proceeds from this startup to create X.com, the online payment system that was sold to eBay and ultimately became PayPal Holdings. In 2004, Musk became a major funder of Tesla Motors, which led to his current position as CEO of the company, and he is also CEO and chief engineer of SpaceX. 1 month after Tesla joined the S&P 500 in December 2020, becoming the largest company added, Musk became the richest person in the world in January 2021, a title that has fluctuated alongside the value of Tesla. In October 2022, after he had initially backed out, Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion, giving him a 79% stake in the company. As you can see, the billionaires on this list are mostly entrepreneurs who created something meaningful for humanity, and whose businesses are now pillars of our society. But is it a coincidence that most of them attended one of the top 10 universities of all time? Is any of them one of the richest people of all time? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. As always, be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe so you can become part of our family. Thank you for watching. This is Who's Number 1. See you next time.